fine too, okay? So this one is called an underhook. Yes, cozy. See? I saw you in time. Do you mind doing the underhook? Oh, yeah. Or do you want me to do it? She'll let me on the spot. Okay, so I want you guys to always go into this. So why am I doing this? What is my purpose here, right? So I'm going into the underhook to set up the move, right? So an underhook is what it sounds like. I'm going under and I'm hooking, okay? Now, if I'm out here, I'm creating as much space for her as I'm trying to get from her, right? So I need to bring her in tight, and it's an underhook, okay? And it doesn't necessarily need to grasp, sorry. It doesn't necessarily need to like grasp her here, but this is a little odd. So this is doing not much. It's the strength I have in my arm, my bicep, my triceps, my lat. This is what's gonna set me up, okay? So, and it's gonna drive her around. And I can do whatever I want with her when I have this and set up my move, okay? So this is another way to set up your move. So, do you want to grab Gracie and just, do you want to just show them how you use that to create a space to make a shot? So, you're using the underhook. This is what it might look like to set up a shot.
Look, come in. Get it? Here. My favorite thing to do from underhook is like, just kind of go for whatever like exposes, but you're already like here, you already have space, and like, you're already kind of like under it. So if you just use it in, just use it, move it around, and then as soon as there's space, you can go.
To be a good partner, overhook. You're gonna go like this and you're gonna overhook. You're not gonna hold on to their back and do this. Overhook it like this. Because you don't want them to not be able to try to move.
And if it works better for you, you can like go across their neck with this. I just feel like most of us don't have that long of arms, so this is easier. But if you're doing it like this, make sure it's tight. It's easier to be tight if you're like this. Questions?
Can you do it one more time?
Yeah, let's do it this way. You want me to teach them a specific like shot with it, or just?
No, because we're going to teach them the shots, and then they can get into go and use it.
Wait, are we drilling this?
We're just going to use the underhook to see how it feels to move them around with it a little bit, and then we're going to go into teaching you shots, and you can take what one you want to try with it. Does that make sense?
Just a setup for now.
Yeah, we're just teaching you the setup right now, but I want you to understand where it's going.
So Gracie was just asking if I could show how you make contact to get into it, because obviously your partner's not just gonna like let you take that, right? So you're gonna have to. I use club to go into a lot of things. Like if you're going club with someone and you notice their elbows not up, then you can switch that. Or just from neutral, you can kind of like play with their wrist and like use this hand to create space under this armpit and then get it.
One thing I want to point out, do you notice these two when they're trying things in wrestling? They are not just tied up like this. Do you see that they cannot do anything if they're just doing this to each other? Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, I want you to remember that vision in your head when you're wrapped up with a girl and you're like, wait, Mindy hates this, create space and do something, okay? Do not get tied up like that, because when you're like that, you are not doing anything.
I feel like that was targeting me.
Every girl in the whole world that wrestles, right?
I've done it before.
It's normal, because you go out there and you're like, wait, what am I doing? And that's what I'm trying to teach you. We're going out with the intention of setting this up to do something, okay? So, if you feel yourself doing that, you're like, oh, Mindy hates this. I'm going to create space and do something.
You guys just go over why it's bad to go ear to ear, because like I wrestle with a lot of people here, we all go ear to ear. Bad.
What do you want to address the area thing?
Yeah, I like using my forehead actually.
Yeah.
It makes create space. What you guys are talking about, a lot of people when they tie up, they are right here, and so they're both in a tie, and then they're just ear to ear right here. Okay. What's super easy for you to create space? If you do want to get to this club so that you can get to something else, use your forehead. Okay, to press against their forehead. One, I have a lot of strength in my head and my neck. So me pushing against Kayla's head, I could just run her across the mat with my
leg is right there.
You're also wearing headgear, so when you go ear to ear, sometimes you just get stuck there. Like you just get stuck. Like you physically cannot like get out of it without going like this. So just don't get there.
Another thing you can do too is when instead of going, you can go head to head. Sometimes your opponent won't let you go forward to forward. I would never let somebody do that. So if you come here, if the tie up is here, turn your head in, and you still use that forehead and put it into. They've got the headgear, so putting it right into their ear, not going to work. But go above or below or in their jaw. Use your forehead to manipulate them into going where you want to. So you come here. Right here, all of a sudden, look at this, look at all this space, because I've got her head extended that way, I've got her. So use your forehead. What's that? Use your forehead to, instead of just going ear to ear, turn your head into them, pull hard, and use your forehead as kind of a lever.
Okay.
Something to get their mind out of it. Because if they're thinking, oh, that hurts, they're not thinking about where their foot is. So
So I want you guys to pair up again. I want you just to go in and try that underhook.